Hello, welcome to your love reading. This is for Mercury Retrograde, so it's from, dates-wise, 14th of January to the 4th of February. But just remember there's like a shadow period before and after, so you can kind of tack another week on to all of that, okay? This is for all signs. It's a love reading. We're looking at messages for all of you for your love life. Mercury Retrograde is a strange time in terms of love life. It has advantages and disadvantages. I know it gets a really bad press because obviously there's a lot of miscommunication. There can be, misunderstandings, stuff going like this, text messages going astray. But also Mercury Retrograde can be a really good time, I find, for uncovering secrets, for finding out what you need to know about something, for like getting to the weird side of mystery stuff when it comes to relationships. So if there's been a weird vibe or there's been something you just can't put your finger on, I find Mercury Retrograde is the ideal time to kind of put it out there to the universe that you would like to be shown something. And I'm hoping some stuff will come up in this reading for you about that as well, okay? I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. Just felt really drawn towards it. And Leah joins us. She's asleep on the bed over there. So she's all up for it. I hope you're up for it. Get a cup of tea. I've got a cup of tea. Here we go, my frog cup. Yes. Get yourself a nice drink. And let's go. Let's go. It feels quite powerful, actually. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll also show you the spread in a minute because I've got my second camera so we can have a look at the spread. Okay, what do we need to know for love life? Single, coupled, relationships, situationships, any of the other ships. What do we need to know? Messages, please. If this really resonates with you, I will do an extended reading as normal, and so you can take it further. You will know if it resonates with you, you're going to feel it, and the link is in the description box below. Okay, some of you are dealing with divine... Oh, okay. Oh my God, we've got the Emperor and the Empress on the table. That's always exciting to me. Oof. Okay, woo! I'm excited. Let's stick these together. Okay, 2 overall energy cards. Sorry about that, it was delivery. Don't they know we're in the middle of something? Right, okay. The Fool in the reverse is 1 energy card. This is an absolutely typical Mercury Retrograde card to get. Normally when the Fool is in the upright, you're ready to rumble, you're ready to go, you're ready to jump. It's the beginning of a new journey. And what I'm getting for this is a feeling of like suppression, suppressed optimism. So it feels like you have the feeling of wanting to take the leap. You have the inspiration. You have maybe even the signs and the encouragement. And then it's not happening. So you may be in this situation yourself where you're feeling like everything's happening, but nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Maybe why am I still single? Why are we stuck in this particular rut or whatever it is? It feels like frustration, but also I've noticed as a tarot reader over the years that when you get this card, the Fool in reverse, it's the universe also saying to you, whoa Nelly, cool your jets, and many other things like that. In other words, there's a reason there's a reason for the hanging around. And like I said in the intro, or I think I did because I recorded it twice because we got interrupted and something else happened, but if I didn't, I'll repeat it anyway. Mercury retrograde is a very good time for revising, for editing, for looking over, for being in some kind of suspension with something. Because if there are nooks and crannies of a relationship that you need to know about, and I feel like there kind of are, if there are keys in locks and secrets and things that need to be revealed and nuances and hunches that you want confirmed, it's a brilliant, brilliant time for it. It's the best time for it. It's like with the Fool in reverse, that the universe keeps you back. It holds back the wave and it just says, why don't you have a look at this? Or I'm going to play you this song randomly. I'm going to give you this smell. I'm going to throw this person in your path or this email in your path. Okay. So know that with the Fool reversed, that it's still the Fool. And the Fool in tarot is, it's one of the best cards because it's 0. It's nothing has happened yet, you know, nothing has happened. He's got all that teenage optimism. It's the beginning of a cycle. It's the beginning of a journey. So we start 2022 going fairly quickly into Mercury retrograde. And in terms of your love life, you're going to have all the feelings, maybe of like joy and elation, but also of caution and intrepidation and fear and all of those things. Now, some of you, because we'll have a look at the spread in a minute, but we've got an Emperor and an Empress turning up. That is a very divine counterpart. It's masculine and feminine energy, okay? It's nothing to do with gender, it's to do with energy. Masculine and feminine energy is beautiful together. I love it when it shows up in a reading. So it shows that there is something very powerful going on here. And even if you haven't met this person yet, it's someone you can meet in 2022 who is the key to your lock or the lock to your key. Masculine, feminine energy. I'm getting a massive lock and key thing. I know I've mentioned it a few times, so just have in mind for some of you, and this is just a bit of weird channeling and it may only be for one of you. There's something about door keys going on. Key cutting, door keys, locks, doors, things like that. Just going to put that out there because it's important for somebody. Okay, so we have the Fool in the reverse, which says, hold your horses. It's time to be still. It's time to look around you. It's time to look around. It's time to sniff things out. It's time to use all your senses. I'm getting a lot of senses with this reading. The other overall energy card that we're getting, love this, is 6 of Wands. Winner, winner, chicken dinner or vegan alternative. I love this card. There's nothing bad about it. When you get the Fool on one side and then you get the 6 of Wands on the other side, the tarot is like, yes, you're going to get there. Yes, you're going to celebrate. Yes, there's a victory. It's victorious. Will we ever get this reading done? There's someone at the door. I'm back. Okay, right. So we have the Fool on the left-hand side. We have the 6 of the Wands on the right-hand side. And the Fool is saying hold off. And the 6 of Wands is saying you'll get there. And this is conflicting messages. But I'm also getting, because of all the things that are happening this morning, also interruptions. It feels like, or it will feel like, you're making progress. It may have already felt like you've made some progress, and then like you're being held back. And you're going to feel a bit frustrated with that, okay? Forewarned is forearmed, so it's better to know. Let's have a look at some of these cards so I can show you where we're going with this. Let's just switch to the other camera. Excuse me. I'm going to shuffle them up a bit. And then we're going to zoom, and I'll also hold them up for you. You can see already, and I always think this with tarot, that you can see like a picture storyboard almost. I'm just going to flick my screen so I can see them better myself. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of character. Normally, I'd kind of read them in order, but I don't feel like that is the right way to do it. I'm going to start here. Here we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, can you see here, we've got a kind of traditional Five of Pentacles because we've got the door, but we've also got the lock and there's a key just up on the left-hand side. And there's a person here who I feel like she's been waiting. She's been waiting for somebody to, she's been waiting for that key to unlock that door. And yet at the same time, she's almost in child's pose, focused on herself, introverted, not feeling particularly confident is what I get. And next to it, can you see here, this lovely card that looks like someone in a nest? Well, it is someone in a nest. Again, that's a fetal position, Four of Swords, next to the Five of Pentacles. There is a feeling here of having been, it feels a bit lost. So I think that Mercury retrograde will have the effect on, as it does traditionally, of making you feel adrift, making you feel a bit lost. I think some of you, though, are already coming into it feeling this way. You know, you may have spent some time in this position. You notice there's a little heart and some stitching. So gorgeous, this deck. Lightseer's Tarot, I think I said that in the beginning. The person is in repose, wondering, thinking, but also in the positive sense, I would say meditating and spending spiritual alone time. Okay, it's right in the middle, these two cards, right in the middle of the reading. This, and I'm going to just focus on them a bit more there. Okay, that's better, isn't it? It feels like a shaft of light. It feels like there will be light. There will be enlightenment. You will put that key in the door. There will be a fit. But there will also need to be this the dream time, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has their own different version of it. And I think this is very much not talked about with Mercury retrograde. That you can really get into the weird stuff. Because very often, and I'm picking up this for your situation, very often in our lives, in our love lives, but also in all of our lives, we find not that it's either this or it's that, you know, it's not either yes or it's no, it's usually two things at once. It's a yes and a no. Otherwise we wouldn't be confused about stuff. This is what it is to be human, isn't it? If all we had to do was make simple decisions between X or Y, we probably just would. And sometimes you can. You know, if you're in the supermarket and it's beans or cheese, I don't know, you just like, I'll have beans, you know, or whatever it is, this brand or that brand. When it comes to this particular situation, it's almost like during Mercury retrograde, every avenue is possible. Every avenue is open to you. Every permutation, every road is there. You could do anything with this relationship. It could go anywhere. But there is a side to this which is so heavily spiritual. High Priestess. Oh, I tapped it and the camera moved. That was cool. These three actually together, this High Priestess, I'm just noticing, you know, that little new moon at the top. And I don't know when the next moon is, the next new moon after Mercury goes direct. We got, it kind of, for me, Mercury's going more direct towards Valentine's Day. I know it's the 4th, but I always add a week or two on because it just feels like that. So yeah, around the 12th, the 13th. So I'm just looking when the new moon's going to be. And we got a full moon in Leo on the 16th. That's interesting. Pay attention to the 16th of February as well, okay? And then a new moon in Pisces on the 2nd of Feb. Okay, That's particularly for you if you're involved with a Leo or if you are a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Anyway, don't be afraid to throw some tarot cards, to ask somebody who you trust who's deeply spiritual, to do any of the rituals that you normally do in order to divine your answers about this relationship. Finding the lock to the key and the key to the lock is imperative. It's what's important about this. For some of you, it's testing, are we a fit? Are we a fit spiritually? So it may be that you meet somebody in whichever way people meet people, because we're all in such a weird situation at the moment. It's probably online is what's going on, but not for everybody. So, you know, it's different around the world. However you meet this person, there will be a burst feeling, and I mean that in a good way, like a bursting feeling, a love feeling. I suppose we could call it limerence. There will be, or there may already be, you may already really have caught the feels for somebody, but pretty soon you're going to be asking, are we a fit? Are you the key to my door? Doors are pretty important with this. I said about the front door key and the key cutting and stuff like that. Don't really understand it. For others of you, there's a necklace or a pendant involved with this. It can be an heirloom. It could be what somebody's given you or something that you wear yourself that maybe resembles these 5 pentacles. Sorry, I'm channeling and then my words go a little bit weird, but I'm thinking of them as a string rather than as a clump. So like this, that you have a necklace which has blobs on it, which is not a very good way of putting it. But for some of you, you have a necklace that has these, and it's significant, okay? Just putting that out there. Okay, so we have this cluster of quiet time. This is very important. Take yourself seriously as a spiritual person who is being given signs and answers, and also all the answers are within you here. And this could be in your dreams as well, so make sure you're writing down your dreams. Also, for some of you, there is a lot of, I want to say water sign involvement is what I'm picking up on here. Up at the top, let's just zoom out a minute. We've got here King of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you could be the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but the person you're involved with has a spiritual connection with you. They don't necessarily have to be a water sign, but they are. You can see how this guy looks spiritual, okay? I mean, I know it's like, he looks spiritual. And I know that sounds really basic, but he's tuning into a singing bowl here. And it almost is like a form of communication by sonar, by sound. Like, woo. It's me doing my impression of a singing bowl. Let's not have too much of that. What I'm getting here is this top line. So if we can just focus in a bit on the top line. Gosh, I'm not very good with my camera. Sorry about that. Still learning to use it. Right, that'll do. We're just going to put it down a little bit. Notice here, you've got your King of Cups, then you've got your 10 of Cups, and then you've got your 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, those of you that watch my dailies, and please do subscribe to the channel because it helps support the channel, but also because you'll get daily videos, you'll get random love readings, and just all kinds of other weird stuff that I'll put up. This one I refer to as running away with the circus. So this, when you get the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, everything's up for grabs. There's no stability, and it's a time to embrace that. Remember the Fool in reverse. The universe is saying, stick with this feeling of instability. Now, I'm not talking insecurity or, you know, feeling really bad. Don't stick with that. Nobody wants to feel bad. This is a feeling of all bets are off at the moment. Curiosity. I'm curious. I don't necessarily need to know the guarantees about X, Y, and Z. I don't need to know this is going to happen in a linear way in this time frame. I can let go of that in myself. I can keep my boundaries, I can keep my standards, but I don't need things to be ticked off in a certain order for it to happen, okay? Beautiful card next to the King of Cups, of course, is the Ten of Cups. And that is, for me, it feels like a stripe of sound. It feels like the singing bowl is ringing out, and whoa, I'm not going to do my impression of a singing bowl again, but it feels like there's a lot of love. There's a lot of unconditional love. Now, unconditional love, brilliant for families, for children, okay? Unconditional love in romantic relationships, it's like the golden ideal, isn't it? But also, it's non-judgmental. And there's a fine line between non-judgmental and fantasy. So it needs to be that you are checking in with yourself, High Priestess, private time, key to the lock. Is this my fit? Does this situation fit me? Does this person fit me? Is this feeling good for me? No, I maybe don't know where it's going. It seems quite chaotic. This is all a bit up in the air, but it feels, I can feel curious and I can feel good. Now, those are good feelings. Fear and insecurity and feeling small isn't. That's different. You actually do know where you are with those feelings. You're not anywhere good. You know, you're feeling tight, you're feeling lost, something is amiss. In which case, either way, tune into your High Priestess. Ask yourself the question, why am I here? How do I feel? This is all self-love. This is how you honor yourself and how you consider yourself to be worth asking those questions and taking that time over, okay? But just know, and this is a very Mercury retrograde thing, don't set anything in stone yet. You don't need to. It will happen. You will get on the right track, just not in this period. This period is for experimentation, revision, getting all of the spiritual information. And then when you've done that, you'll be set, okay? We also have, because we have the Ten of Pentacles up here, we also have next to it the Two of Pentacles, and then down here, woo! Let's just push those cards back up a bit so we can look at the bottom as well. On the bottom, and I love it when this happens as well, except that it's just hiding under the box. Okay, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, of course, is the beginning of the Pentacle suit. It's where it begins. This is a new beginning that is solid. And in my daily tarots, I call this biting the coin. This is where you get to test something, to know something, to build on something. It's like a foundation. And it's a beautiful energy to know that the Ten of Pentacles, all bets are off. You're like at the end of quite a chaotic cycle, but the chaos is good. And then you can make your Ace of Pentacles. You can start something real. Now we have over here, let me go out a little bit more. We've got here the Emperor and down here the Empress, okay? These two are one, I would move the cards, but I don't want to move the cards because the position of those is really important, but I'm just going to shove them up a little bit. Okay, that's easier. So he's kind of on the end of this High Priestess, Four of Swords, key to the lock, the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Emperor here, who is the masculine energy, the father of the tarot, and then kind of snaking around here, we start here with the Empress, the mother of the tarot, the feminine energy. These two are counterparts, you know, they are number 3 and 4. not long after the Fool. In fact, we've got the Fool, then there's the Magician, who's not here, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor. So we're into the major kind of personality cards here. These two are together, but they're also apart. You can see it here. What I'm getting for this is very much, if we look upwards, we've got the Empress, the High Priestess, both very female energy, with the King of Cups, which is also quite female energy. I mean, it's a man on the card, it's quite a female energy. It has the blending between him and the water and the singing bowl. It feels like, and this is weird, it feels like at one point the Empress was doing all the work in this scenario. But now it feels like the Empress is making a connection with this Emperor, this King of Cups character, because that's who it is, I think. It really sticks out to me. It doesn't always, but it sticks out to me. Yeah, and of course he's wearing the necklaces. How weird is that? He's got a fish necklace on. Okay. Sorry, I digress. The Emperor and the Empress are near to each other, but they're not side by side. They're not together, but they are in close proximity. And then next to the Empress here, the Three of Pentacles. And there's some people here that are weaving and stitching pentacles together as a group. It feels like there needs to be some kind of binding or method of communication or way of getting through to each other that I'm not sure has happened before. Now, next to it again, Page of Pentacles, a sense of impatience, a sense of frustration. I understand all that. I really do. I understand a sense of, you're going to feel, because of this Ten of Cups and the connection that there is here, and this is even if you're just about to meet somebody, you're going to feel that swirl, that Ten of Cups, that, you know, warmth, that love feeling, the feels, whatever you want to call it. But you're also going to feel like you're on a cliff edge. It feels like that. And instead of feeling like you're in the abyss or you're about to fall off a cliff with things, be like the High Priestess and just treat it like a deep dive into the unknown. That's what this is. But I like the energy of it. The frustration will come when you try to name it, when you try to shame it, or when you try to time it. Okay? Let's have some, what do I want? Romance Angel Oracle cards. Whew, that's quite a deep reading, isn't it? In the extended reading, what are we going to look at? God. I'm going to look at the Ten of Cups because that's a love worth investigating. I'm going to look at the Emperor and Empress connection directly. So I'm going to look at how they feel about you, how you feel about them as well, because it's Empress and Empress, Empress and Empress, Emperor and Emperor, Emperor and Empress, whatever combination it is. It's double feminine energy though. There's a lot of feminine energy, regardless of gender, a lot of feminine energy in this reading. And feminine energy is that High Priestess, that inner knowing, that sense of being completely bloody sure, actually, but having no proof, you know, in the sort of, you know, world sense, in the empirical sense, but just your feminine knowing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to look at the Emperor, the Empress, King of Cups, how they feel about you, and also I'll do some shadow cards and I'll look if there's anything you need to know. Okay? Yeah, this is very, marked. Okay, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I'll tell you what I think about that as well. I don't think it's to do with making the effort, work harder. I think it's, I remember Wayne Dyer, the late great Wayne Dyer, and his son made a t-shirt that said, don't just do something, stand there. And sometimes making the effort is letting go. And that's definitely the energy I feel in this reading. Alongside that, of course, let go of control issues. It's the same thing. Let go of the rope. Let go of the string, you know. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean you let go of your standards, or that you don't have boundaries, or that you don't express if you're not happy with something, or that you can't walk away from something. But at the same time, keep it curious. Stay open to possibilities. Because this Mercury retrograde is going to show you that. And then we have heart-to-heart conversations. Always feel a bit sorry for this fellow that's pressed up against the tree. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That is going to happen. It's giving me an itchy ear. But also it's happening. You've got to be honest with yourself. You're going to get so many, or you probably already have, so many hunches and knowings about this. Don't dismiss them. Don't dismiss your abilities. Don't dismiss yourself about this, okay? You know what you need to know. And anything that you even half know, Mercury retrograde is going to prod and kind of show and flag up and light up and give to you. God, amazing. Okay, let's have an oracle card, and then I'm going to go and do the extended reading. What do I want? Yes, I want one of these. Wisdom of the oracle. I like this reading. I like the energy of it. It's really nice. It's not without its complications, but the energy is good. That's pretty apt, actually. We get the fates. That's what I mean. Do you remember I said that this is, all bets are off with this. Everything is open. Don't assume it's going one way or the other, because you can't with this. The fates have a very strong hand in it. But can you notice in this, as the High Priestess, notice the thread or the plumb line to source or God or whatever you want to call it, to intuition, to a higher power. You have that. Let this funnel down to you, okay? God, love this. Okay, I'm going to go and do the extended reading. The link is below in the description box. Leave me a comment and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.